Thank you, Audrey. My name is Xuan, and I'll be explaining to all of you our third strategy, combi scheme. Foremost, I'd like to clarify to all of you that our strategy only tackles the issue of convenience pertaining to public buses only. This is because MRTs are pretty unitary as they are not really affected by traffic conditions with the exception of it breaking down, which is something definitely beyond our control. On the other hand, buses are affected by traffic conditions and scarcity of space. I'll explain more in my elaboration on my strategies. Iris, does this sound familiar to you? What about SG buses? Let's ask our beloved audience, did you install either of one of these applications right now in your smartphone? Thank you for your response. These apps are widely used by our citizens, however, it wasn't really that perfect. These apps will inform commuters of bus arrival timings. It makes use of the fact that all buses in Singapore is outfitted with GPS, which enables the exact location of the bus to be tracked in real time, which provides a supposedly accurate estimated bus arrival timing. However, it was unable to detect the traffic conditions of the road that the bus is traveling on. Hence, it affects the accuracy of the estimated arrival timing. This is where our combi scheme comes in as we propose to add another new feature to this, which is called as the bus speed gauge. Odometers will be installed on each bus to measure the distance travelled by each bus, and it will program to calculate the average speed of each bus for every 5 minutes for an accurate reflection of the traffic condition. Let's say the speed of the bus that I just departed is 10.8 km/h, as you can see here. Commuters will know that there is probably traffic congestion ahead, and commuters can then choose to search for another alternative bus route. However, if the speed of the arriving bus is slow, such as 11.1 km/h, as seen from here also, it means that estimated arrival timing is inaccurate, which means that the arriving bus is probably stuck in a jam, and commuters can then choose to either wait it up or take another bus instead. We believe that this will help to make the process of taking public buses more convenient. Before we move on to our second part, I would like to pose another question to our beloved audience again. Do you find it irritating when the bus arrives but you're unable to board it because it is too crowded? Thank you for your response. This is where our combi scheme provides you a new solution called as the Tapper. Tapper will modify the electronic board that can currently be found at some of the bus stops in the CBD area. It only shows the estimated arrival bus timings for each bus. However, we propose to add another 3 additional columns to this electronic board. The tap here column, as you can see, it requires the passengers to use an e-SIM card to tap on the scanning area to indicate which bus that they want to take. The total number of people in the bus stop will be reflected in the number of waiting column. As an incentive, there will be a 5-cent rebate for the passengers who actually bought the bus that they had previously indicated. The information of the number on board column can be taken from the total difference of the number of tap outs and tap ins, and updated information can then be transmitted wirelessly to the electronic board at the next bus stop. Since all public buses in Singapore is currently outfitted with GPS, the ID of each bus could be programmed to reflect the bus carrying capacity in the total bus capacity column as seen from here. So, for instance, the commuters who wanted to take 198 realized that it would be really crowded with 85 people on board and 15 others who is waiting. Hence, the commuters can then choose to wait for 157, choose to wait for another 1 additional minute just for 157, which also takes them to Jurong Point. However, it is less crowded. As you can see here, there's only 57 people on board. With bus speed gauge and tapper, I present to you combi scheme, which ensure commuters enjoy greater convenience, and hopefully more commuters will choose to take public buses instead of drive. Now, let me invite Yun Ping to wrap up our presentation. Yun Ping, please.
Thank you, Xuan. Next, to wrap up, I would like to reiterate our strategies once again for a clearer idea of our plans. Let's go back to the very beginning. I hope all of you still remember our first strategy, Carbon Care, which informs drivers of their daily carbon footprint by installing an in-vehicle carbon emission tracker in their vehicles. This strategy targets the mindsets of drivers by reminding them of the harm done to the environment and thus causing them to be more environmentally conscious. This will cause them to be discouraged to drive because it will be against their conscience to drive. However, just changing the mindsets of drivers will not be sufficient to encourage them to take public transport. Comfort is also a crucial factor when it comes to bus and MRT rides, which then brings us to our second strategy. Comfort aims to change the perceptions of drivers by making taking public transport more convenient for commuters. We propose having storage compartments and to store the bags of commuters in MRTs to reduce the problem of overcrowding. Also, in buses, we plan to change the seating arrangements and layouts in order to reduce overcrowding. Comfort level of public transport will be increased, and so the number of drivers who are to take public transport more frequently. But we realized that in order to achieve greater success in encouraging drivers to take public transport, we have to improve the public transport system, the convenience aspect as well. Our third strategy, Committee, targets the actions of drivers by making public transport more convenient through improving the existing iris. More commuters will be encouraged to use the improved version of our app, as the new feature of gauging speeds of upcoming and just departed buses will allow commuters to understand the traffic conditions and take alternative routes in case of traffic congestions. Another approach is Stepper, which is a modification of the current electronic boards at bus stops, which will allow commuters to know the approximate carrying capacity of upcoming buses. These approaches will make public transport more convenient for commuters, and they can easily know the conditions of the buses they're going to board. After all these strategies, we have come to a conclusion that our strategies may not be the ideal ways to encourage more drivers to switch their mode of transport, but when they stand alone separately. But when they are put together like puzzle pieces to go hand in hand, targeting all the different aspects which discourage preference for public transport, we are confident that they will work wonders. In view of the greater betterment of the environmental condition of our country, we believe that our strategies are the ideal solutions when implemented together towards reducing the large number of cars traveling on the roads of our tiny country. Thank you.